Hi, everybody. Good evening. Welcome back to my show. I'm so excited to be here with everybody tonight. If this is your first time, or in case you know who I am by now, I'm Cassidy the Cardslinger, and welcome back to my Psychic Connection. So I'm here with the late night show or the early morning show, depending on where you're at in the world. But either way, thanks for tuning in and spending some time with me. I'm really excited. January, hey? How's it going for everybody? I can't believe that this month is almost already over. We still got a few days left to wrap up the start of the year, but I really hope it's been a good start for everybody. It's been a real mixed bag astrologically, but I will say right now, all personal planets are direct. So depending on your chart, depending what's going on, that may or may not be smooth sailing for you, but you won't hear people complaining, I'm blaming it on Mercury retrograde or whatever, at least for the next couple of weeks. So, guys, we are streaming on over 160 different platforms, which is crazy. It's so exciting. And what that means is we're going to be getting questions from all over the place. So if you do want to get a reading here tonight, that's why I'm here. So there's a couple different ways you can get a reading. But the first thing you'll need to do is go over to the comments section and type in your specific question. And if you can give me some context, that's really helpful. What's coming up for me? That's not a good question. It's too general, and I won't be doing general readings tonight. But give me something that I can go off of. If you have a career-related question, a love question, a family question, whatever it is that you've got going on, if you can just take the time to write maybe a sentence or two and let me know exactly what it is you want to know, I will be happy to dive into that tonight. So how it works is I'm doing free 2-minute readings, and I'm taking the questions in the order that they came in. And if you want to jump the list, we have donation options. So there's a few different options there. There's a 3-minute reading, a 5-minute reading, a mini reading, and a mega reading. Both the mini and mega readings aren't timed. So if you really want me to sink my teeth into your question and, dive just that little bit deeper, you can go for either of those options. The mini reading is good for kind of one question and something that's going on that you want some more information on. But the mega reading is a good fit if you're looking for, you got follow-up questions, or it's a really complicated matter and we just need to really take our time. So yes, please do go ahead and type your questions into the chat. Depending on where you're listening, you can go over to our YouTube site, or where we're at on YouTube. So type in My Psychic Connection and you can ask your question there. You can also find us on Facebook. And I know there's more that we get questions from, but those are still the only two I know. So I'm always going to just shuffle people over there. A few of my no-fly zones. Tonight, we're not going to be doing any legal readings, any medical readings, and that includes questions related to pregnancy or mediumship readings. So I'll say I don't dabble in the transition points of life. I'm not doing birth predictions. I'm not doing death predictions. So we'll keep those off the table, as well as no general readings, as I mentioned previously. And if you do donate, you'll skip right to the front of the line, which is great because lots of questions are already rolling in, which is very exciting to see. I'm so happy everybody's here coming back tonight. Lots of familiar faces. So it's wonderful to get in touch with everybody. What else do I want to say? I think that's probably it from my little show notes to get started here. But I'm really excited to be here tonight. I hope everyone's January is off to a good start. And let's jump right in. I'm ready for my first question. All right, our first question is from the Celtic Dragon. Hey, Celtic Dragon, how you doing? Celtic Dragon asks, when will I get away from the landlord that I have and into a house of my own, or at the very least a new rental with a better landlord? When will I get away from the landlord that I have, so where you're currently living, and into a house of my own, or at least, very least, a new rental with a better landlord? Let's take a look at that, Celtic Dragon. That's an example of a great question. I have context. I know what I'm looking for. For the Celtic Dragon, when do we see him getting out of where he's at? Let's take a look at the cards here. Okay. Okay, so at least you've already said, at least with a better landlord. So from that portion of the question and from kind of what I'm getting in my cards here, it looks like this is seated in either you're no longer welcome here. I feel like this landlord has encroached over. I don't know. I'm not doing legal stuff, but I feel like if this was all on paper and recorded and somebody with some power to, slap people on the wrist legally, I don't think that your current landlord is doing things correctly. They're either encroaching on your space, breaking terms of your lease, just kind of making your life a little bit of a hell, a little bit of a living hell. So I do apologize that that's the situation that seems to be presenting itself here. And it seems like, I would have wanted to be out here as soon as possible. So what I'm seeing, honestly, February doesn't look like a bad time to actually be able to find something else. Here I've got the Four of Wands. So that could certainly be a relocating. Either it could be looking like moving in either with a roommate, a family member, or moving into somewhere temporary just to really get out of this space that's crushing you. Or at least to, not even have to stay there as often as possible. So I feel like February. Thank you so much for your question, my dear. And I do hope that that was helpful. It's a big thing when moving is a very interesting topic in itself, for energetic reasons, for work-related reasons, even just moving in the same city. I have moved. Fun fact about Cass, I have moved, I think, 28 or 29 times. I've almost lost count. And one of those moves, we actually moved right next door. We just took the fence down and walked all of our things out of one house and into the next house. I'm certainly no stranger to moving. And it's something that a lot of people think about this time of the year, projecting into what they want this year to look like, or asking questions like, what are my 3 to 5 year plans, stuff like that. And oftentimes the question of relocating does certainly come up because it's huge. It's huge where we hang our hat and rest in the evening. Thanks everybody for these emojis coming in. I see some hearts here and some smiley faces. So, if anybody's feeling the love and wants to send in some emojis, that makes me feel super happy. And also please share me about, if you share the live video on Facebook into different groups, share us to your friends. And something I wanted to bring up. Do you ever have like those friends or people in your life and they're, they come to you and they're like, oh, I really don't know what I should do, or I don't know how this thing's going to go. Or you just get friends that come to you with questions and you're like, I want to help, but I'm really here to support you. When you get those people, send them over here. We have shows every night, Monday through Friday. And when we don't have a live show, you can find us over on mypsychicconnection.com for private readings. But, here's an opportunity to get free readings with great readers. And so anytime that you can do that right now, right? If you had a friend this week, send them this text. Say, yo, this girl is reading right now. She's going to help you answer your questions. I'm here for you. Keep us in mind. All right. I'm ready for my next question, please. This question is for Hunter. Hi, Hunter. Hunter says, hello, how are you? I'm great. Thank you for asking. What do you see happening in regards to opportunities coming in this year around my dream career? Thank you. All right, Hunter. It's a good question, career question. All right. What do we see happening in regards to opportunities surrounding Hunter's dream career? Well, all right. I want to say, my dear, you haven't seen nothing yet when it comes to your career. And I don't know if you've recently made a change or recently admitted to yourself that, I don't want to say like I feel like I've wasted time, but I feel like up till now, or at least kind of seating under this, when we're talking about moving into a dream career for you, it's not like I have my dream career and I'm continuing in my dream career. It looks like you have not found that level of fulfillment you're looking for in your career world, where I have this 3 of Swords here. And where we're at this moment, I have Judgment reversed. Where to me, I'm just going to, read that card fairly straight up and be like, you're finally listening to that call that you've probably had percolating in your head of, will this thing ever happen for me? Should I go for this? It's a bit risky. Do I have the support to do this? Is there money in this? All those types of questions. So if that really makes sense for you, because I just see like We've got the line in the sand. So now we look at where things are going. The next card I have is the Magician upright. So I feel like in terms of opportunity, the ones that you go out and make for yourself, this Magician is not going to wait for someone to reach out to him or to, like you'll be available for opportunities that come in the door, but the Magician is so much more, I am going out there and creating the opportunities that I need. So depending on, and I wouldn't be surprised if your dream career is a rather entrepreneurial type thing where, it's your time and your investment and your expertise. That's actually very exciting. I will say the shift looks lovely, my dear, and I'm very excited for you for this year, Hunter. Go get it. Go get it. Awesome. Thank you, everyone who's commenting in here that you have shared. I do appreciate it. Let's, let's share the love. Let's sling cards for as many people as far and wide as possible. If you are just jumping in, because I could see, we've got some new people joining, please post your specific question here in the comments. Give me a little bit of context if you can. And your specific question. I am doing 2 minutes for free, but if you'd like something a little more in depth, there's going to be the donation link floating around in the chat here somewhere. And if you're listening to me somewhere that's audio only and you want me to get a question from you, you can find us over on YouTube or on Facebook. Just find type in my psychic connection, and you can send me your question. All right, good questions to start off the evening, guys. This is wonderful. I'm ready for my next one, please. Yay, I'm so excited. I forgot to mention the best part about donations. You get a reading, you skip the line, but look how happy I get. Oh, it's precious. Absolutely precious. All right, so we have a donation from Laura. Laura, thank you so much. It really supports the show and brings me joy. All right, Laura asks, do you see me in a love relationship anytime soon? Okay, great question. And Laura is a Virgo. Love Virgo energy. I always tell my astrological friends, I want to be Virgo when I grow up. All right, do we see a love relationship coming in anytime soon for Laura? Great question, Laura. All right, let's take a look at over the next couple of months here. Okay, Laura. All right, my dear. Well, tapping into your situation and just kind of looking at what has been brought forward with where you're at right now. If it's fair to say there has either not been a whole lot of action in this realm of your life, and even if there has, I would say I'm feeling rather either unfulfilled in this portion of my life, or I just really haven't found someone lately that's been really worth my time. I wouldn't be surprised if you are actually already putting yourself out there. To me, it seems like working in an online dating space could be really helpful. So I'm not sure if you already have a profile set up or something like that, but I just feel a little bit discouraged at the moment with the options that have been brought forward to me. It's like, man, is this it? She says, no action. Yeah, I hear you, girl. Well, what I do want to say, though, kind of looking over the next couple of months and into the spring, I have a number of cards here that suggest that's changing. So over the next few months here, I've got the Knight of Cups and then I have the King of Cups, both of them in the upright position. And the Knight of Cups does often show up for me when a new love connection comes forward. But the fact that I see it in this progression going from the Knight to the King is I think it's actually going to be one person. Yeah, it does seem to be the same person, and something that does start out a little bit slowly. But ooh, this is really nice. I think that you guys will have like a very, it's not sort of that immediate sparks flying type thing, but he immediately, I think, is going to capture your mind and your ability to converse with somebody. And someone who's kind of had a very similar upbringing or a similar path has been either lived in same places. Like I just feel such a connection here where it's like, where have you been? You know, it seems like a really beautiful mirror to who you are. A very complementary spirit is what I want to say. So over the next couple of months, because I am kind of looking into, moving away from the end of winter, early spring, moving into summertime. To be honest, I do see someone new here. I absolutely do. And like I said, it seems to start out with a couple of messages, maybe some flirty texts, things of that nature. And then it moves a little bit more forward into, okay, we're actually, there's some feelings here. There's a little bit more. And then it moves into this King of Cups. Like, it's this lovely progression from something that seems like, hey, I'm just going to put myself out there and see what happens. And then something actually comes. I really see that, my dear. So if you haven't already set something up, make sure you're putting in some effort in this area, because what I want to say overall is it looks like that energy will be not reciprocated, but rewarded. That's what I want to say, my dear. So thank you so much for your question. I really appreciate it. And I do hope that was helpful. Questions of the heart, questions of the career, questions of moving. Oh my goodness. Look at this. This is why I love reading on this particular platform. She says, I think I know who you were talking about. Thank you. Oh, wonderful. Excellent. Yes, because yep. Excellent. Good, my darling. Take it slow, but entertain it. I would say it's worth your time. Wonderful. I just love readings. I was going to say I love readings, but I love every kind of reading. So thank you again, Laura, for your donation. Makes me so very happy. And yes, like I said, and again, we've got people hopping in and all the rest. So I will just say we're taking questions from all over the place. We've got the best team in the back that is putting them all in the order that they came in. And I am working my way through in the order they came in. Of course, if you don't want to, what is it called? Like, I don't want to exercise patience tonight. I get you. You can donate. You jump right to the front of the line. All right. With that, I'm ready for my next question, please. And I will say too, I don't think I said this, but if you are planning on donating, please put your question in first and then donate, because we need your question for me to, the breaking news, that all to happen. All right. We have a question from Lori. Hi, Lori. Lori says, hi, may I ask, where is this love connection with Albert headed? Please and thank you. All right, my dear. Let's take a look at the connection between Lori and Albert. What do we see in terms of where this connection is going? Lori and Albert. Okay. All right, my dear. So I don't know if this relationship feels rather fresh to me. So either this is a new connection, you guys have just started seeing each other recently, or if you've been seeing each other for a little bit longer, it still feels quite fresh and spicy. Quite nice, actually. Where is this particular connection heading? Well, I certainly see potential here for you two to be quite a good match. In fact, I do see on a very fundamental level here, very decent compatibility. And I don't know if it's in the area that you guys work, or there's something where it's like, I'm actually quite interested what this person is saying to me, as opposed to I'm just interested in you and I'm just listening to what you have to say because I'm interested in you. To me, I feel like the conversation here is quite good. And it's, I don't feel like this is a bad match. In terms of where things are heading, though, what I want to say is don't force before it's time any conversations that might bring up too much commitment, because I want to say, like, not that he's necessarily afraid of commitment or things like that, but I just want to say, like, premature conversations might not be your best friend here. And I would hate for that to, cause anything to veer off of its course. So thank you for your question, my dear. I hope that was helpful, and I really appreciate your trust. And that is a big thing too, right? Everybody who's bringing their questions to me, it's not something I take lightly. I'm sitting here smiling and laughing and having an absolute ball. But we take this stuff absolutely very seriously, and I'm very honored by all of the questions that come across my table, because it does take a decent amount of trust to put yourself and your question out there to be answered by somebody else. So thank you. Sending some love back everyone's way. And emojis. case y'all want to throw some in there. It lights up the side of my screen and it just, this smile keeps getting bigger. All right, my dears, I'm ready for my next question, please. Folks, we have another donation. We got another 3-minute reading. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for your donation. Big smile, helps out the show. And also, $1 of every donation this month is being donated to the SPCA. So thank you so much for your generosity. No Caller ID asks, hi, donated. Yes, indeed, thank you. Do my best friend regret what she lied about? Does your best friend regret what she lied about? Let's take a look at this. For No Caller ID, does your best friend regret what she lied about? Let's take a look at that. Good question. Let's see. Does she regret it? That's interesting. Does this make sense when I say I think she regrets she got caught? She regrets that you found out her lie. That's sort of more the feeling that I get, because when I'm looking at what's going on with her, it's like if I'm her, I don't feel bad about what I did. I just kind of feel bad that you had to either find out the way that you did or find out at all. I think she's also not taking it quite so seriously, just how harmful that was. I feel like there was a fundamental lack of trust that was broken here between you two. So when I'm looking at, is she feeling bad about what she did? Well, you asked specifically, does she feel bad about what she lied about? And to me, looking at the lie, it's like, I wish you didn't find out. I would have liked to have kept this one under wraps and under secret, because in some way I feel like she was benefiting from something. It was in some way to her best interest that you did not know what she had particularly lied about. And if you had not found out, I don't feel like her behavior was what's it called? Like, what was about to change, really. I'm so sorry to say that. And non-judgmental reader here wanting to smack her upside the head, but that's really sort of the sense that I get. And I feel like you're going to really this was almost a liberating thing for you to find out that she lied. I feel like this is something where it's like, wow, at least now I know what I'm dealing with. Now I know who I'm dealing with. I feel like you finally see her for what she is through her lying about this particular situation and the way that she handled it. Because I wouldn't be surprised if she hasn't. Well, maybe she has. Has she maybe tried to apologize? Is it sincere? I think the apology is relatively sincere. But at its core, I feel like she's more upset that you found out. She says, okay, thanks. Yes. Yeah, she feels more upset that you found out than what she actually did. So I'm very sorry. That's not cool. That's really not cool. But it does bring up something kind of interesting that I will just talk about for a moment here. She said, yes, but I didn't answer her for her. Yes. Make her wait. That's the right move, my darling. Yes. I want to talk about this where I'm kind of in relation to this reading, but for anybody who's experienced something like this, because it's a tricky thing in life when we think we know somebody. It's our best friend, it's our partner, it's a family member. And then if we are in some way betrayed intentionally, there's a lie there, there's an attack there, there's something that goes on where it's like, dang, I didn't see that side of you coming. But what brings to mind really this temperance card and what I was sort of talking about in that last reading, it's like there's two ways you can see someone's actions like that. You can either, I mean, not to say it's not going to be surprising and heartbreaking, because it often always is, but in a sense, it also can be very liberating, where it's like, it's good for me to know that this is how you are. It's good for me to know you don't have my best interest at heart. It's good for me to see what you've maybe been saying about me behind my back, how you conduct yourself, how you know what I mean? There is a sense of liberation anytime the truth is presented to us, even if it sucks. And not to overlook that by any means, because oftentimes, yeah, the truth, what's the saying, right? Truth hurts. But if that helps anybody as part of your healing process to kind of take on that moment where it's like, you know, either I'm not too deep, or I can back away from this, or, you know, where it's like, hey, I know something now that I didn't know previously, and I can heal from this. I can turn my back on it. I can, you know, find people who are better and aren't doing this kind of bull crap. Don't waste your time with people who don't love you, who don't support you. Never truer words spoken. They're not my words, but whoever said them first. I think it's just one of those universal truths. Anyways, everybody, that was a great question. Thank you so much again for your donation. I am going to give these a good shuffle here. That card flipped out again. Do not reply to her. Yes, the timeout box for you. All right, I'm ready for my next question, please. Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie. Stephanie asks, may I get some career guidance for the next steps I'm looking to change? Okay, so may I get some career guidance looking to change? If you're here, Stephanie, do you want to just let me know if you're looking to up and change jobs, or just like change roles, or if you want to just give me a sense of how intense that change is? But I'm going to take a look at some guidance for you as you're just, you know, generally speaking here. Career guidance for you as you're looking for a change. What is the guidance for Stephanie? All right, my dear. Change careers. All right. Yes. Yes. Excellent. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Cool. My first oracle card, check this out. It says, answering the call. The time is now, which is wonderful. It's similar. It echoes a reading I had done earlier here tonight, where it's saying, I think this moment in time is like, this is something that's been brewing. It's not necessarily I walked into work today, I got pissed off, and I'm done with this. It's like, no, I'm actually very intentionally looking to create a career and create a daily life that I'm actually very passionate about. The other card here I have, it's called Voyage of the Heart. It says, love flows through you and to you, which is why I'm saying this seems to be a very passion-based decision in terms of where you're wanting to go. Couple of things here, and I don't know if it's in the realm of possibility, but things I want to say to keep an eye out for is either relocating, and I don't know if this is something you can do in remote work or physically needing to relocate, but I want to say don't limit your scope of possibilities to necessarily where you're at geographically. That's one piece of advice that I think is something to keep in mind. The other cards I have here, I don't know if this has something to do with working across time zones or connecting people. I feel like this is such a healing, like, I'll just finish my sentence, say healing for you and others. It seems like a beautiful decision, and I'm very excited for you. So yes, the time is now. That's such a cool card. I have had this deck for I don't know how long, and I read with it absolutely all the time. I don't know that I've actually ever seen the time is now card. Hilarious. It's a pretty good sized deck, and the number of times I read with it, one would think every card has come up, but not all the time. Stephanie says, thanks so much. You are so welcome, my dear. I really appreciate your question. Let's get the cards good and shuffled here, and I'll be ready for my next question, please. For a 3-minute reading. Oh, wonderful. Rebecca, hey girl. Awesome. Thank you so much for your donation. It helps the show. It helps me. It's helping the ASPCA. this month, and felt a little pause. Thank you so much. Rebecca asks, hi Cassidy. I was just diagnosed with something in my brain. Do you see my psychic abilities being affected? Okay. So certainly not touching the medical aspect of this, but what I am more than happy to look into the nature of your psychic abilities, how things sort of were, where it's at, and the transition point moving forward. Let's see what the cards have to say about the progression of your psychic abilities in a general sense moving forward. Great question, Rebecca. Let's take a look. How do we see our psychic abilities progressing? All righty. All right, my dear. Huh. Okay. And again, I'm not diving into the medical aspect of this. So whether it is particularly related to that, or it's just the way things are naturally heading, I'm just looking at here to future, not necessarily the cause in this regard. But wow. Okay. How I'm just looking at you. Okay, let's start. Where your spiritual and your psychic abilities kind of have been. Here I have the Ace of Swords in reverse. And that's not, of course, to say you have bad connection or anything like that, but I'm looking at it relative to where things are at and where they're going. So first two cards initially, I have the Ace of Swords to the reverse to the Ace of Cups upright. So to me, that already shows an increased openness, an increased receptivity mode. So I don't know if you are a medium by practice, by trade, or if you are in some connection, some way. You said you're psychic, but you're open to the receptive energies, shall we say, or receiving messages of that sort. To me, I want to say that channel from where we're at to where we're at, where we were to where we're at right now, really seems to be becoming more unblocked, more open, and having, I would say, certainly more clarity of that level of receptivity. Then looking at kind of how they're going to continue to progress. Check this out. I have the Nine of Coins upright, and then I also have the Magician upright. So to me, I feel like regardless of what you're facing here, and I'm so sorry to hear about that situation and that's going on for you, but I do want to say, I don't see that hindering by any means. In fact, it might give you a different sense of a different opportunity, a different amount of time for you to open up to your craft and to dive into this a little bit more, to slow things down. To, man, with this Magician, I don't know if you work with tools currently, if you are a card reader yourself, but certainly she says blessed. Yes. If you do work with tools or not, I will always recommend cards because it's my favorite. But I certainly think that would be a really excellent way for you to continue to channel your gifts and your abilities. Let's take a look. I have a card from my Okay, I want to say this one really quick. So from my Oracle deck, it says Gates of Triumph, success expands in your life, which is just like this open gate where I want to say, I think I've said this already here tonight, just divination witch. That's not going anywhere, and it's going to continue to get stronger. Success expands in your life. The gate's still open for you. So thank you so much for your question, and I really wish you all the best. I'm excited for you. Oh, this is wonderful. Okay. Here I am. I love questions about love. I love questions about career, but I also really love, and I'm very passionate about, reading for other readers or reading for people who are learning in this field, who are beginners, who are advanced, just diving into what people need to know for their own spiritual practice. She says, thank you so much. You are so welcome. And thank you for your question, your donation. It's an honor to read on questions like that. So again, we're partway through the show here. If you are just tuning in, I am doing readings here tonight, and I'm taking them in the order that they come. So you can put your specific question into the comments section. Either find us on YouTube, My Psychic Connection, or on Facebook at My Psychic Connection. And if you want to guarantee yourself a reading tonight, the donation link will be open for a little bit longer, and you'll jump right to the front of the list. You don't have to wait for nothing. And if in the meantime, between now and the next time we have a show, which is tomorrow, by the way, Journey Ryan and Friends at 8 p.m. Eastern Time and 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Spoiler alert, I might be there. I'm so excited. So come back tomorrow afternoon. And if you can't make it tomorrow evening, you should try. But if you really can't, shows are all available again next week, Monday to Friday. We've got shows every night of the week. And in between those times, yeah, you can find us on mypsychicconnection.com, all of the readers, and you can get yourself a private reading. So yes, please continue to share me. Call that friend who needs a little bit of guidance, who needs a bit of advice. And, I'm here. I'm available. Ready to sling some cards for everyone. All right, we are good and shuffled here. I'm ready for my next question, please. Thank you so much for your donation. It's Audrey. Hi, girl. I love you, Audrey. Thank you so much for your donation. Helps me, helps the show, and it helps the little fuzzy pets that are getting donations as well this month. I'm so excited. Okay, let me just get a good shuffle here. All right, let's read. Audrey says, hi. Hey. Will Wesley's job training to California next week present a new job opportunity? He has to go for a week. All right. Well, Wesley's job training. Is this your husband, your partner? Doesn't necessarily matter, but whoever Wesley is to you, my dear, will his job training to California next week present a new job opportunity? He has to go for a week. Let's take a look at that, my dear. We see a new job opportunity coming from Wesley's training in California. Let's take a look. Dang. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, this is very exciting stuff. And I don't know if leading up to this, I'm almost feeling tapping into what's going on for him. She's soon to be. Oh, congratulations, darling. Leading up to this, I'm feeling maybe a little bit nervous, a little bit excited. I don't know if it came up, if it either came up quick or it was like you had the date and it was like, wow, it's already here. But I feel like it sort of came up through the door, presenting itself, and do I feel all the way ready to go? Kind of, maybe, but like I'm nervous and I'm excited all the same. So do I see a job opportunity presenting itself? Okay, this one be quite clear. It's fascinating. First card I have is the Ace of Pentacles upright. Second card I have is the Four of Pentacles upright. And the third card I have here is the Knight of Cups. Right? Dang. So, certainly if this is something he's vying for and there's an opportunity where it's like, a certain performer is offered this, she says yes. A certain performer is offered this from the training. I feel like it's directly related to why he's going. It's not like he's training and there may be this opportunity. It feels like it's quite known that this is part of how this all works. And in terms of will he be offered one, both of these really do point me into to saying this yes, where it's like there's an offer on my table here and there's an offer on my table here. But I want to say, yeah, let him know to make sure he's surrounding himself by the right people. The right people are noticing him, and he's not, spending too much time making friends, or I will say take this as seriously as you can, because I really see an opportunity here. I see an offer here and I see it presenting itself. So I maybe don't even need to give any sense of guidance or advice, but it's almost like you might not know immediately, or it might come a little bit later, or in a form where it's like, I was expecting to know today if this offer was there or not, because it seems to come in a bit of a funny shaped package. So either being in a sense delayed or something in that regard. So quick oracle card, it says solitude in silence, peace prevails. And I just see her almost sitting there reading a big book. So pedal to the metal, train, do what you came to do, and shine. Be that one. Be that one that's like, wow, we want him. And certainly like network opportunities there too with that Knight of Pentacles. It's almost like if it's not directly who he thinks he's getting the offer from, it comes some other way. So excellent opportunity on that training trip. So thank you so much for your question, my dear. And I'm excited for you. Please keep me posted on how that goes. Because Dang, she says, okay, thanks. You are most welcome. Thank you for your donation and your question and for coming back. Girl, you're always here. It's so nice to see you. All right, let's get a good shuffle in as well. Oh, hey, I wanted to do this quickly, really quickly. Okay, so I've been doing this the last couple weeks, and I wasn't sure if I was going to continue to do this because this deck is all the way ridiculous. But I am going to pull just a couple of interesting cards here to get some level of message for somebody listening. Perhaps I can't quite get to everybody, but I do try. And I'm going to just pull a few cards and get, this is such a weird deck, and see what I can have to say. Perhaps I will share the cards and then I'll go back to some readings and then I'll share where this is going later. Okay. The first card I have here is Space Death. Okay, we've got Space Death. Then I have this card. It's called Wet Pants. Okay, Space Death, Wet Pants. And then I have Meaningless Garbage. That's my third card. So stay tuned if you want to know what I have to say about that, because I feel like whatever message comes through, somebody out there listening to me needs to hear it. Ridiculous. I can't wait. Okay, I'm ready for my next question, please. Kelly. Hey, Kelly. Oh, thanks for joining. Kelly says, hey, Cassidy. Hey, girl. My grandson just got the job he applied for. Yes, he did. Congrats. He starts on Saturday. Will he be able to keep up with his studies at school with the new job? Ooh, I love that question. Context. Who are we talking about? What are we talking about? Beautiful. All right. My grandson just got the job. Will he be able to keep up with his studies at school with his new job? Well, that's very exciting. Let's take a look. All right. Okay, awesome. Well, this is quite exciting because is this like his first job? I feel like a rather level of excitement where it's like whether it's his first job or his first job in a bit of time. I feel like the money is going to be quite welcome in terms of him being able to spend it on things that are important to him. Kelly says yes. Oh, that's so wonderful. We're kind of leading up to this. I've got the Ace of Pentacles here. So tapping into how he's going to handle this. Overall, what I want to say is he's going to find his groove and it's going to be okay. But I think there's going to be a bit of a transition period here. I've got the King of Pentacles reversed and the Three of Cups reversed before I reach on the other side here, the Queen of Pentacles upright. So to me, I feel like there's a bit of a struggle in the balance initially while it's like, okay, what is my schedule? And it might even be on their end. Ooh, make sure he's quite strict with what hours he's willing to work. She says he's getting his car ready for college. Oh, that's so exciting. Because I feel like my boundaries are being pushed up against here where he's like, I want to work part-time or I want to work nights. And they might say, well, we need you Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Saturday, Sunday. And I don't know if they are understaffed, that, it's a problem the world is facing right now. But I feel like if he can set a very clear boundary with like, hey, these are the number of hours I'm here and I'm willing to work. I feel like the balance can certainly be struck. And that's how I see this progressing. But do let him... just let him know that, I would say, my dear. But that's so exciting. Send a big congratulations to him. That is wonderful to be able to get a job, get a first job. Oh, that's so exciting. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to give these a good shuffle. And I'll be ready for my next question, please. And then I'll come back to what I have to say about Space Death, Wet Pants, Meaningless Garbage. All right. Lord. Anna. Hey, Anna. Anna says, hello, ma'am. Hello, my dear. Thank you for coming on tonight. Oh, and thank you for being here. My birthday is June 19th. My love interest, Pisces, March 20th. Will we reunite? There's an attraction or both single parents. Liked and subscribe. Thank you. Beautiful, beautifully asked question. I appreciate you're sweet. Okay. Will we reunite? So your birthday, okay, June 19th and March 20th, your love interest. Will you reunite? There is an attraction, no single parents. All right. Will you reunite with your current love interest? Born March 20th. Let's see what's going on for Anna. Okay. All right, my dear. So I'm trying to tap into getting a sense of where you both are at. I mean, you both seem really quite busy. I agree where you're saying there is an attraction there. I feel like that's felt on both sides. I want to say that, man, both of these cards actually mirror themselves quite well. So to say to you how you're feeling about him, I want to say is very much so reciprocated how he's feeling about you. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's not particularly communicated. Are you like not talking right now? Or talking sporadically, haphazardly? It seems like I've got feelings over here and I've got feelings over here, but we maybe just have a little too much going on to actually, put anything more into this at this particular time. I certainly don't think it's off the table for you two to reunite, but to me, I would say that the timing at this moment is rather strained, and it doesn't seem to be anything personal. Like, I don't feel any weird feelings from one of you towards the other one where it's like I'm not willing. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. I think it's not off the table, but the time is not right at this particular moment in time. But thank you so much for your question. I do certainly appreciate it. And guys, do make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel because we've got some really cool new content, and I do believe it's only coming out on YouTube. So if you're not subscribed already, go to your computer, type in My Psychic Connection on YouTube, and subscribe to us. And you can hit the little bell so you know when all of us are live. And it says, correct, no communication, but not because of an argument. We're both full-time single working parents. Thank you for your time and sharing your gift. Oh, thank you so much, my dear. Thank you. I appreciate that. And good luck to you. It's certainly, yeah, it just seems not alive at this moment, but not that it never can be. So I really, really wish you all the best, my dear. And thank you for your feedback. Awesome. What was I talking about? Yes, the YouTube channel. Please make sure you're subscribed, and you can, catch all of the amazing psychics, which again, tomorrow night at 8:00 Eastern time, 5:00 Pacific time, Journey Ryan and friends, and then we'll start back on our regular schedule on Monday next week. Okay, so let's look at these ridiculous cards. What is Cassidy going to say about myself in the third person on air? Oh, goodness. All right. So the first card here we have is Space Death. Okay, so Space Death, Wet Pants, and Meaningless Garbage. Okay, what do we have to say about that? Well, interesting. Space Death, what I want to say is something that we're already at a distance with, and this is just a message out there. So, take it, leave it, maybe get a good laugh, the fact that I have a card on my table that says meaningless garbage. But the first one, Space Death, I will say something that's currently already at a distance, that is wet pants, that has not yet been dealt with. It's, that I didn't want to deal with this thing. It's some laundry that's not, and I mean, it can be a lot deeper than just me saying, go and wash your laundry. And I think it really is. But what I want to say, Space Death, something that already is on its way out of your life. It's at an arm's length. I can kind of see it over there. It's still in some way causing a bit of uncertainty, I have a level of obligation to it. Meaningless garbage. What it probably at this point in time is not even something that has any future, where it's like, and this could be a project, a friendship, a relationship, something that's already, this is what I want to say if I were to wrap this all up, something that's already on its way out, that's not really much value to you now, and you can see that it's not going to be much value to you later. Great time to just finish that cord. Stick it in the bag, this meaningless garbage bag, and send it off to Space Death. And, cut ties to unnecessary things in your life. Anything that takes up a bit of your mental space, where it's like, man, I worry about this thing for 30 seconds a week. That's 30 seconds too long. Claim that mental space back. Thanks for sticking around. All right, guys. With that, thanks. I'm ready for my next question, please. Lisa. Hi, Lisa. All right. Lisa asks, do you think my disability will be approved? And when will I meet someone? All right, my dear. So the 2-minute questions are just for one question. So I'll stick to your first one. But if you'd like another question, you can go ahead and donate. But I'll do this first question here. Do you think my disability will be approved? Let's take a look at that for my dear Lisa. Lisa's disability be approved. Oh, cards flying around here. Lisa's disability be approved. Okay. All right, Lisa. So looking at this situation, and this specific word came to mind. I feel like there has been some level of a kerfuffle. Apologies for not being more articulate in regards to this, where it's like they either payments were dropped or something was mishandled. I feel like revisiting this question is almost like it shouldn't have necessarily had to happen the way that it's happened and what you're having to fight for. When I'm looking at this, where we're at and where it's heading right now, I've got the Justice card upright and the Three of Wands upright as well. And the last card I have here is the Knight of Wands in reverse. So looking at this, do I think it will get approved? I certainly do. To be honest, with this Justice card, it feels like if this is something on paper that you are actually owed, and T's are crossed, I's are dotted, justice will rule in the way that is fair and to the law of what is owed. And I feel like with this Three of Wands, it's putting it on a bit of a delay, where it's like either you're waiting for someone to submit something or you need to submit something. It feels a little bit more out of your hands if you're in a bit of a waiting period with this. But I would say I do think it will get eventually approved, but it might take some time. So thank you so much for your question. I do really appreciate it. And I really wish you all the very best with that. What a wonderful selection of questions tonight. We've had love, we've had career, we've had just a little bit of everything. We've had meaningless garbage cards. I'm just having a blast over here. We've got the best job in the world. What else do I want to say? Yeah, I mean, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. You can find this all on mypsychicconnection.com for private, personal, in-depth readings. And I feel like I've said that a couple times tonight, but people pop in and out. So I want to make sure that everybody is hearing me whenever they're here. And I hope that my cards aren't too loud. It's sitting, my shuffles are rather close to my microphone. Very nice. ASMR cardslinging. Okay, I'm ready for my next question, please. Ian, hi Ian. Oh, thanks for coming. Ian says, is there an efficient way to understand messages in dreams? I keep dreaming about flying places, astral projection, I think. Any ideas? Oh, that's a juicy question. Is there an efficient way to understand messages in dreams? All right. Keep dreaming about flying places. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Very cool. All right. Let's see what the cards have to say. Or is there an efficient way to understand messages in dreams? And if we get any information about your flying places. Efficient way to understand. This is a great question. All right. Neat. Oh, cool. All right, Ian. Very cool question. So is there an efficient way, and I'm speaking directly to you when I say this, but then it's also like kind of zooming it back out in a hilarious manner. I want to say this is certainly not a one size fits all type of a process. And what I want to say more specifically, because I'm speaking to you, talking about this, is like the messages and the types of dreams you have, even if you had the same dream reoccurring the exact same time, I feel like there's so many factors to get a full level interpretation that it's like you could have the same dream the same time, 2 different times apart in the year, and they would mean different things, and they would be trying to call upon either you to do something different or to, man, is there an efficient, like, I don't feel like there's, like, I'm not seeing here, like, find it in a book. I feel like, books might be a good start, but certainly it seems so much more dependent on, man, your physical surroundings, what energies you bumped into that day, what you're trying to manifest and build in your life. Oh my goodness. And looking at the dreams where you say you're flying places, check this one out. I got the card where people are flying. We've got the tower. Oh, drat. Okay. But those dreams are significant. Oh, they're significant. Call me later, Ian. That's really cool. That is a very cool question. Oh, points for cool questions this evening. My goodness. That is flipping awesome. Wow. And just when I thought a few minutes ago we had a well-rounded variety of questions, someone, Ian, question right out of left field. That was so beautiful. All right. I think we got time. I got time for one more question here. If we could pop up my next question, please. For Shannon. Hey, Shannon. Shannon asks, will Ricardo, 4379, and I get back together after a 6 months relationship? Will Ricardo and I get back together after a 6 month relationship? Do you want to just clarify if you're here, my dear? I mean, after a 6 month relationship, like, were you in a 6 month relationship, you broke up, and now you're wanting to get back together? I'm gonna just kind of take a look at what I see happening in the future for you too. And if there's any pertinent information about the 6 month relationship part, do let me know. All right. Do we see, is it possible to get that question pop back up here? It was asking about a reconnection between, sorry, I forgot the name of Shannon and I can't remember the other gentleman's name. Okay, so for Shannon, let's just see what's coming up in that connection. Okay, my dear. All right. Huh. Well, to me, it feels a little bit unbalanced how both of you are feeling about this particular situation. And I don't know if you're, I would say, teeter-tottering. Thank you so much. So Ricardo, thank you. Get back together. If you're teeter-tottering between, like, when I'm looking at your side of this, it's like some moments I want this, but some moments I realize why we parted ways. And when I look at kind of what's going on with him, he seems to be quite happy in his current situation. And I don't know if he's single or if he's with somebody else, but where I have for how he's feeling right now, I've got this 9 of Cups upright. So to me, I feel like he's enjoying his current relationship environment. And to me, it looks like with where you're at with this 3 of Wands reversed, I don't know if you're, it feels like revolving door like to me, where it's like some moments I hold on and some moments I there's a part of me that maybe knows this or recalls why we broke up in the first place. In terms of, do I see a reconnection happening with you two? I'll certainly say it's not off the table. That's what I'll say for you, my dear. So thank you very much for your question. I do thoroughly appreciate it. Guys, my goodness, this hour has just absolutely flown by. Thank every single one of you for jumping in here tonight, wherever you're listening, and spending some time with me while I'm playing around with cards. This has been so much fun. Do make sure that you're subscribed to us on YouTube, friend us on Facebook, and you can find us everywhere, My Psychic Connection. And I'm Cassidy the Cardslinger, in case that's not, it's posted here and there. Cassidy the Cardslinger and My Psychic Connection. That's backwards. But anyways, yes, and be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for Journey Ryan and Friends. It's going to be such a good time. And in the meantime, you can find all of us over on mypsychicconnection.com for personal readings if you need anybody between the times of the show. Okay, well, my clock's saying I got 2 minutes left. So is it possible to throw up one more question? I'm sorry, I already said my goodbye. If not, that's okay. Katie, hey girl. Okay, I'll do this one super quick. Katie says, hello, my lovely. How are you? I'm very well. Hope you're well too. My question is, what do you see coming up for me in regards to opportunities, please? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, for lovely Katie, what do we see coming up in regards to new opportunities? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, girl. Hope you're well. Opportunities coming up for the lovely Katie. Katie, my job is so fun when I get good cards. Okay. Dang. All right. So the oracle card I have, we'll just start there. It says view from above. So it says get the big picture. So one of the first things I want to say in terms of looking at your opportunities that are coming forward, I would say certainly zoom it out and kind of look at it as a way of how each of these things can kind of fit together in the overall scheme of my life. This can be, balancing different facets of your life or even just in your business related sense. I'll say anything that presents itself, be quite clear within yourself how how exactly it's going to slot in. Like, keep the bigger picture in mind. How sustainable is this opportunity? Can I commit to this all the time? Is this something I really want for the long term? Things of that nature. Okay, but check this out. Check this out. So where we're at right now, the Temperance card in reverse. So I feel like you're already juggling a number of things that they're good. There's nothing really wrong with that, but it might just be, you may have a lot going on in your schedule, my dear. Check this out, opportunities, what's coming up for this year. I have the Star card upright. I have the Chariot card upright, and I have the Three of Cups upright. Oh, man. Okay, I think this year is going to actually kick a whole lot of ass, especially in terms of like your spiritual business and your psychic reach, the name that you made for yourself, and how you present yourself out there in the sphere of the work that you do. And with this Chariot card too, it's it's really exciting. Big stuff. I wish I could keep going, my darling, but yay! I'm going to be along on the sidelines cheering you on for the ride. This year's going to be great. Okay, thanks so much, everybody. If you didn't get a reading tonight, make sure you come back tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern time, for Journey Ryan and Friends tomorrow. Other than that, I will be back here the same time next week. This is 11 o'clock Eastern time, 8 o'clock Pacific time. And this is Cassidy the Cardslinger signing off. Thank you all for being here, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.